Hi everyone, this is Ryan Cassata, and today's topic is eating disorders. And I have my friend Maddy here with me to talk about her personal experience, and we're also going to answer some frequently asked questions.
Hi, I'm Maddy. I'm 3 years in recovery from anorexia and bulimia, which I fought for 2 years when I was 16. I went to treatment at UCSD. They have an eating disorder program that's like amazing. And I relapsed once, but went back, and so my 3 years is from my second time I discharged.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
What shouldn't people say to people that have an eating disorder?
So many things. You don't look like you have an eating disorder. That's a big problem because, you know, that kind of just fuels the eating disorder. It's not that people want to look like they have an eating disorder, but what you're kind of saying underlying is like, I picture people to have an eating disorder to be skinnier than you are. So you're not skinny enough. Like, that's what you're telling people with eating disorders, and you're just triggering them more. You can't tell if someone has an eating disorder by looking at them. A lot of times people with bulimia don't even look very different.
What type of people deal with eating disorders? Is it something that affects all genders?
Definitely all genders. When I was in treatment, we had a lot of boys in our group, and a lot of people would think that was like, when they'd ask if we had boys, I'd be like, yeah, and they'd think that was so wild, as if people of all genders didn't deal with body image issues. All races too. An eating disorder can affect anyone.
What causes an eating disorder?
So an eating disorder is kind of like a perfect storm. There's a couple biological factors to do with like the brain. There's some like neuro stuff. And then there's also environmental factors. Like, so say you have like the biological part and the environmental part, and then you know, there's social factors where like bullying, things like that could really trigger them.
How do you feel that public schools play into this? Like, I know like when I was in high school, they measured us and they checked our BMI like every quarter.
Ooh,
and
worse.
You either felt like really good about yourself or really bad about yourself.
I remember being in middle school and crying, waiting in line for to get weighed because I like didn't want anyone to see mine. I was so embarrassed of my BMI. But there's actually a big movement right now by a lot of moms of people with eating disorders who are trying to ban the BMI thing, because BMI, for one, isn't a really accurate, like height and weight doesn't really accurately say anything about someone's body, and two, you shouldn't be graded on your body, and there's not a reason for the whole student, like, body, for lack of another word, to see that.
What are the different types of eating disorders?
The two ones that most people are like super familiar with are anorexia and bulimia, but there's also a lot of other ones. There's binge eating disorder, there's orthorexia, which has to do with healthy food, which like sounds like a good thing, but it's like in an unhealthy addiction. There's EDNOS, eating disorder is not otherwise specified, which means like an eating disorder that maybe doesn't fit into that category. There's a bunch. There's diabulimia, which has to do with diabetes and bulimia. Yeah, there's a lot.
How do you stay healthy?
The way I stay healthy is from what I learned in treatment, which is, you know, my mantra when it comes to food is all food is good food in moderation. So, you know, moderation seems like a subjective word, but I've learned so much about like nutrition and stuff that I know what's best for my body. And I still make sure to like exercise, but not over exercise, and basically stay happy, surround myself with good people.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your personal experience. That's really brave of you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Till next time. Peace.
Bye.